Backchat TV. Subscribe.
And I'm confident that Devin will make the adjustment needed on the May the 20th. But I have a question for Mr. Aaron. Sir, where will you rank the winner of this fight, and in terms of the pound for pound, or even as a future great, as an all-time great?
Bill, that is a trap question because I got so many young fighters out there that if I ever mentioned anything about pound for pound, they'd be on my ass in 30 minutes. So, Bill, you got to let me off the hook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I can say my word. If Devin gonna win, he's gonna have my vote, pound for pound number one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Inshallah.
And vice versa. And vice versa for me.
Yeah, Loma, I want to ask the same question to you. Saturday night, 4 belts draped over your shoulder. What would you see next for yourself in your camp?
I just want to come back my home and start thinking and start life, real life.
What's going on, people? Welcome to Backchat TV. So, this was a press conference before the fight this Saturday, Lomachenko and Devin Haney. I'm really excited for the fight. I made a previous video prediction, and just a disclaimer, I am a huge Lomachenko fan. I am not a hater. I'm a huge Devin Haney fan. I think he's come out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere. He's been trained since a little kid with Floyd Mayweather Sr. and then Floyd Mayweather himself. So many different people, and he's developed. 24 years old, he's developed now from that amateur style into a real professional. And Lomachenko is a true legend. So anyone who thinks I'm hating, it's got nothing to do with hating. I'm just looking at both of their body language, the things that they've done, and how they come across, and making a prediction based on these things. Also including their training regimes and things like that, their age, their size, their weight, everything. And in my previous video, I said that Devin Haney is going to win this fight. It's going to be close, but I edged Devin Haney to win. And I wanted to go back and just have another look and see if anything's changed, and see if I can kind of make it a little bit closer. And to be honest, nothing has changed in my prediction. And to go even further than that, I'm now completely sure that Devin Haney wins. Lomachenko's body language, it's not the same. He's not really the same guy. He's a lot older. He's been through a war. Personally, I don't think he's got over the stuff that he's seen during the time that he's been fighting in Ukraine. I don't think he's got over it. His demeanor's changed. He used to be, I know he doesn't speak English that well, he used to be a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more confident in his body language, shoulders back, you know, and now he just seems like he's got I don't know, I can see the fear. I can see that he really knows he's up against it. He knows he's up against a young champion with skills, with power, with strength, and he knows that this guy is coming to take everything. He knows that he's bigger than him, and you know, even the little excuses where he was saying, oh, he looks like a heavyweight and stuff like that, this is because he's not stupid. He knows how good these young guys are. He said in another interview about how he thinks Shakur is one of the best, you know, and Devin Haney, Shakur, all these young guys, Javante Davis, all coming up. He knows how good these guys are. His body language just says that he's gonna do his best, but he knows he's gonna lose. You know, I strongly believe it, and I feel sorry for Lomachenko in a way, because the way things happen, where, you know, the war in Ukraine came up and he went out there to fight for his country. Honestly, Alexander Usyk and Lomachenko, they need to be commended for what they've been through, because it's very difficult to go out there and fight in the war, seeing the things that they've seen. I can only imagine some of the things that they've seen and what they've been through, only to come back to defend your, well, not defend your title, but try to regain your title. And he's up against it. His body language says it all. I've never seen Lomachenko kind of look so down, you know. They asked him, you know, what does he think about his chance of winning and stuff, and he made some comment about he just can't wait to get back to real life or something, you know. He's going to give his best and stuff. he has the body language of someone who has lost. Devin Haney has the body language of a man who is already the champion, who's going to stay the champion. I'll tell you something right now from this, from what I saw in this press conference. Devin Haney is not going to lose on Saturday. He's not going to lose. It's just so obvious when you actually watch the press conference and you actually see the size difference and the age difference. Lomachenko actually looks older, like he's aged since this whole war stuff. I know he's had some good performances, but he hasn't looked exactly the same. I just don't see him winning. And before, when the fight was first announced, I said it was a 50-50 fight like most people. Then watching Haney and his destruction of Kambosos, and remember, Kambosos beat Teofimo, so people saying that Kambosos is a one-dimensional fighter. He's very good at what he does, just that Haney made him look subpar. When I saw how good Haney was, and I've always watched him since he was younger, coming up the ranks, I looked at Lomachenko and I was like, I actually think it's kind of a 60-40. And that percentage has slipped to about 70-30 now for Haney. I just think Lomachenko's kind of resigned to the fact that this is as far as he can go and that he's going to lose. But I think he's going to give his best because he's a warrior. I mean, literally a warrior. He fought in a war, so he's a soldier, but he will give his best, but I just don't see it being enough. I don't think he's got the hunger that this young lion has got coming up now. And I think a lot of people are underestimating Haney. So just basically watching this press conference just reassured me that I think Haney is going to win. Now, I think Lomachenko will be okay with it because I think, like I said, he's kind of resigned himself to the fact that it's kind of his time now. He's 35, is it 35 or 34? 10 years senior to Haney now. He's got a lot of ground to make up. 10 years. He has to make up 10 years on Haney. Size difference, reach difference. People say experience, but people don't realise how much experience Devin Haney has in those small years. That he started boxing at like 7 years old, being trained with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather saying he's the best fighter he's ever seen. Coming up, fighting with Floyd Senior and Junior, getting all this experience, all this kind of sparring with Shakur Stevenson. Apparently their sparring was very close, and we know that Lomachenko actually says that Shakur is actually one of the best fighters he's ever sparred with. And Shakur actually says that he thinks he'll beat Lomachenko pretty easily. I think people are underestimating this young generation. Lomachenko, I just feel like he's going to give his best and he's going to make it very competitive. But I think Haney's going to have enough. I also watched their training camp and they both train hard, but Haney really took it to another level. He was looking great, looking amazing, pushing himself more than ever. And this young guy is going to take a lot of beating, and I don't think it's going to be any kind of a bad thing to say about Lomachenko, because Lomachenko has come up 3 or 4 weight divisions. You can see he's naturally a smaller man, not just to Haney, but most of the people he's been in the ring with. Lomachenko, anybody Lomachenko's size, he beats them, even a size above. But now I think he's hit the ceiling. Like I said in the previous video, 135 pounds is kind of his size, his maximum size. He couldn't go to 140, whereas Devin Haney is probably going to end his career at 154 pounds, But everyone has a ceiling. I know some of these people who will say, oh, Lomachenko, if he loses, they'll say, oh, he really wasn't that good. Not at all. Lomachenko is one of the best fighters, and, I would never go back on that. I've never seen some of the skill, footwork, angles that Lomachenko has exhibited in the ring. But size matters. There is a ceiling. It doesn't matter how good you are. You can't just, there comes a time when it starts to look obvious that you're getting that, you are fighting men that are bigger than you. And it seems obvious to me now, So, I know that it's not just about the size, but I kind of feel like in Lomachenko's in Lomachenko's case, I feel like he's kind of coming to the end of his career. I think the war has taken a lot out of him. He wants to get back and see his family. He doesn't seem totally focused on boxing at the moment. Watching his like a documentary on him, he seems very much to be preoccupied with things that are going on in his homeland country, and who could blame him? You know, unfortunately, fighting the top guys with something else other than boxing and winning on your mind is not going to be enough at this level. So personally, I feel like he will lose. It will be close because, let's face it, no one's knocking Lomachenko out. You know what I mean? It will be close. He is a great fighter, but I think there's nothing wrong with, you know, an older statesman, as you could call him, kind of bowing out and giving over the crown, if you want, you know, to the younger man who's coming up now. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I think Lomachenko's reached that point. Now, he doesn't have to retire if he loses, but when you've done so much, can you go back down and still be comfortable to go back down in weight? You know, at a later age, a lot of older fighters don't want to go back down. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him retire after the loss. He could go back down if he loses. I'm not sure what he would do after this fight if he loses, but I'm very curious to hear what other people think. If they saw the press conference, has their mind changed? Anyone's mind changed about who they think is going to win the fight? Like I said, I've doubled down on it. I thought that Haney would win, and now I'm almost sure that Haney would win. I didn't see any confidence in Lomachenko, but maybe I'm reading into things. Let me know in the comments, what's the percentage? Still 50-50? What do you think? I've said about 70-30 now, but I still won't say 100% Haney would win, because I feel like if Haney is going to lose, he's going to lose on the scale. I really feel like he is struggling to make this weight now, and if he doesn't get the weight, if he doesn't get the weight correct, he may lose because of not getting the weight correct. Definitely, that is something that could happen. He's been struggling for a while. He seems bigger than before. I know that this weight cut is going to be probably the most difficult. Like I said, if he gets it wrong, tries to cuts too much water, or comes in a bit dehydrated, Lomachenko is going to feel like Mike Tyson in there. You know what I mean? He has to be at his best to have a chance against Lomachenko. So I hope that's the only way I see Haney losing on the scale. Let me know what you think. I'm on to the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and share the video and subscribe. Thank you.